Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on Shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming Abv Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The Abv Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to award our 8th winner in year 2 of the Challenge Coin Cocktail Contest. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest judges, Jeremy Schell, Tim Swyatt, and Wes Harden.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, hola. So, yes, we've got some fun today. Recording right before the big Christmas holiday. We're getting this in, and of course, it'll come out New Year's Day. So it comes out January 1st, which is cool. So it comes out on another holiday. So very fun stuff. And another big thing that's going on in the ABV Network world is we've changed the numbering system starting today. So if you listened to a show yesterday, it was like 12 something, number 1200 something, which didn't line up with like Apple or any other system. So it would show 2 different show numbers depending on what show it was. And now it's going to line up perfectly. So now we're using the actual show numbers. So that jumped us all the way from in the 1200s to 1911. So, and why
we're using the Greek numbering system now?
I think so. I think we just want to pump it up to get to the numbers so we get it higher. So it's not more important than 1911.
Can I still find episode? Yeah. Well, I still want to be able to find episode 529 because that's the tippy top.
You got to do the math now.
We're leaving the first ones as is for now, for at least a year, and then we'll evaluate what we want to do. So right now it has the weird break. So it's got like, a 700 and something break in the show numbers, the way we number them versus the old way. So in the description, so if you search the description, it'll still come up.
So next year we'll start the numbering over in the middle to fill in the gap.
Yeah.
And that way it all makes sense at that point.
We'll back to it's like a 6-year process, actually, I think, is what we're planning. We'll just do odd numbers first, and it'll be a whole thing. And we'll fix all the Saturdays then. And yeah, but eventually it's going to be very smooth. I don't know when that is going to be, but should be fun. And yes, can't wait. And I just want to get to the big show tonight. So we have a great guest here. And Jeremy, you haven't seen one of these before live, have you?
Well, I haven't.
Cocktail contest. So yeah. So
and what a big fan of cocktails I am too.
You are. This is a big thing for you. So this is a big moment. So yeah. Jeremy may be making some of these. We'll see. We'll see how good these folks are. If they can convince him to start making these cocktails, I'd say they're in pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, of course, on this show, like every other one that we do drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Justine. Justine, what are you drinking?
I have Buzzard's Roost barrel strength bourbon.
Okay. Nice. No noise at all.
No. It's almost gone, though, so that's nice.
Sound okay. Oh, that's getting near the last show pour, I think. I'll do a last show pour. I've got barrel seagrass. This is going to be a last show pour, so let's see what we got here. A lot of squeak. There was a pop there, though, so it's got the lead.
That was like a click, click, boom.
Yeah,
that's like Steve standing up.
That was a weird one.
Yeah.
That was a weird one for sure.
Snap, crackle, pop.
All right, let's see what Jeremy's got. Jeremy's usually got the cannon, so let's see if he's...
I'm just going with the Bourbon Society 4 Roses pick we did this year.
Okay.
Well, it's cute.
It's cute.
Thank you.
It's cute.
It was good enough. And I'm going to score your cocktail a bit later.
Wes is a judge. Wes may get it as a writing candidate. Wes, we'll let you go next. We'll see if you can beat. I've got the lead.
I'm not competing. I've got a dusty sample of old Kentucky 13-year, some old KBD stuff.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, really good.
They're so good.
All right. Last but not least, Mr. Tim Swyatt. Tim, what do you got?
All right. 'Tis the season of fine whiskey drinking. So I pulled out my Jefferson's Grand Selection Chateau Pichon Baron in French oak casks. That's a lot to say.
Okay. Not enough.
It's a wee pop.
Yeah. Cheers to me kicking off the new year, 2022. I'm 1 for 1, baby. Bet 1,000.
There you go. Salud.
All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, I'll introduce the contestants. We'll go through all of them and find out who they are and a little bit about the cocktail. And then we'll see them make them and then we'll judge. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV Network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show.
Hello, this is Matt Rainey, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily. One day when I grow up, I'm going to grow a big boy beard, just like Colonel Steve.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are awarding the 8th winner in the year 2 of the Challenge Coin Cocktail Contest.
Yes, we are. So the theme this month is the Grinch theme, and there was no required ingredient per se, but you had to come up with a green cocktail, with the caveat being you can't use green food color. So that, to me, sounds way tougher than the normal thing where you have to at least use the ingredient. This, to me, sounds way more difficult. But of course, we have seen photos of these cocktails, and I think they did pretty good. So normally it's 3, and the decision was made, first thrown out there by Mr. Rick Brenner, aka the Legend, to make it a Christmas miracle and bring everybody in there. And McNew, who is in charge of this, said yes, that's what she wanted to do. So she sent me over a note. And and I also wanted to say something for McNew. So, and everybody grab a glass. We did this on the Bourbon Show that came out today too. Let's do it on the Bourbon Daily coming out on January 1st. Let's do a cheers to Steve McNew. McNew's father, who unfortunately passed away his wife. She can't be here tonight. So cheers to Steve McNew.
Salute.
Cheers.
Okay. All right. So let's introduce
Steve, can I get a rule clarification here before we get started? Sure. This is the Challenge Coin Cocktail Contest.
It is, yes.
So the photos and the presentation should have the challenge coins in them, correct?
They should, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah. I noticed one does not have it.
I'm
She's
not
got
calling anybody
She's
out.
got the coin.
I'm
She's got the coin. She
giving
has
a
the
little
coin.
clarification.
She did not put it in.
Nobody was doing that, so I decided that I would ignore that rule too. And now all of a sudden somebody read it and was like, "Oh, we're supposed to." So I don't.
Well, that's technically the rule. So
I don't care.
Well, I wasn't pointing anyone out, Vicky.
I'll call myself out. Don't bother me, man.
we'll let the judges independently decide how important that is. So it's up to them. It's not an automatic disqualification. It's like the show Chopped. If you miss an ingredient, you're not automatically disqualified, though it makes it more difficult for you to win.
I will say for me, it's a 75-point deduction on my 9,000-point grading scale.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
that's not bad then. That's not bad.
It'd be fun.
He is the guy who invented the challenge coin for the ABV network. So it makes sense that he would be the one who would pay attention to that. So perfect sense.
Has to be some anal retentive person here. Yes.
Yep. Up first is Vicky. So Vicky, tell us a little bit. What's the name of your cocktail and what do we need to know about it? What's the inspiration?
So we are corn cobs roasting on an open fire, and it is not that difficult to make a green cocktail in my world because we put a lot of cilantro and cucumber margaritas all the time.
Okay.
And when you're using cilantro and you blend it with lime juice, boom, Grinch green, just like
You've
that.
got a nice green hue to your cocktail.
Yes,
for sure.
crazy. So I happen to have some Mexican whiskey here, which is just a corn whiskey, obviously, and that makes sense. It's the only Mexican whiskey, and naturally it's going to be corn. And then this is the most amazing, gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I like that.
And
I've got one of those somewhere.
Discovered that at a bar here in Southern California, and I had the bartender let me try it all by itself. Oh, good. You have it too?
I got it.
It's amazing. I mean, it is. It's
It
just
is.
like you just bit into a fresh roasted ear of corn. It is knock your socks off, and you could just drink it, just a glass of it. You could just drink it and be super happy. So that was it. I decided I was going to bring, whiskey to Mexico and vice versa. It's got to be green. We've got, our beautiful flavors that we normally would have in margaritas. And I'm not sad that it's in a whiskey drink right now. And I might make them like this from now on.
Okay.
But now I'm going to make a margarita version for my friend.
All right. We'll come back to you, and we will be going in the order that we introduce you. So you'll be the first one once we get into the contest itself. So next up is Davey Woltz. Dave, how you doing? Tell us about your cocktail for this evening.
Doing good. My cocktail is called It's a Butte Clark. And obviously it's kind of a riff on the movie Christmas Vacation, one of my favorites. And I started thinking about, what do I do green? There was this, I saw this yellowish Christmas syrup, and I figured, I could dump some blue curacao in, and she goes green, and it did. So, what do I do for a cocktail then? Well, you think in the movie, you had the Hawaiian music playing in the movie.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm going to do a Christmas tiki cocktail. I can get all the Christmas flavors in. I can get a nice tiki drink in, and let's go for it.
Nice.
That's it.
All right, Dave. Good luck to you as well, and we'll talk to you in just a little bit. All right. Next up is Adina Ewald. Adina, tell us about your cocktail.
Okay. Well, I kind of go off on tangents with some of these things, but this one, when I started thinking about using the green, and I'm thinking about nature, and of course my warped mind goes to pine trees and stuff. So I thought, I could do something with the pine liqueur that I've been making for a year or so.
Oh, yeah.
And I called this one the Northern Lights because I just kind of pictured being on, the shores of the Great Lakes in the winter and seeing the Northern Lights and the pines and all that. So that was my inspiration for this one. And mine have a lot of pre-prep work, but it's not hard. It's just, you got to have it done in advance. So
okay.
I did.
All right. Sounds good. Good luck to you, Adina. We'll talk to you in a little bit as well. Last but not least is Mr. Kevin Majors. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
You're on mute, Kevin.
You must be on mute. You're on mute, I believe. Yeah, you are officially on mute. It says that.
Should we deduct points from his score for misspelling of his name?
I don't know that he had a whole lot to do with that.
Hey, Wes.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man?
My name the right way. Who said that? Was that Jeremy or Wes?
That was Jeremy. It wasn't me.
Jeremy. My mother spelled my name the right way, buddy. I'm unique.
My brother's a Kevin, and he's all about himself, and that's why it's an I in his name. So
yeah. Until he's not that unique. Until Google came around, I knew that there was only 2 Kevins spelled Kevan in the world, and that was one older than me. But now I've seen that there's like 5.
There's 5 Kevins.
I'm the second oldest, unless there's other Kevins just not out there.
Okay. Maybe too young to be on the internet so far.
Yeah.
We'll see. It could take off though, especially with you appearing on these shows. I think people will be like, "Oh, that's cool." Well, I'm going to name my son Kevin with an A. So that could happen.
Maybe so.
Tell us about your cocktail, buddy.
Well, listen, I'm in a rush and doing a whole lot of things for the holiday. I don't even remember the name of this thing.
It's the Mad Grinch.
The Mad Grinch. Yeah, the Mad Grinch. See, I got my Grinch shirt on. Drink up, Grinches. But it's New Year's Day. But had to be green, so I used a few green things, mixed them together. Have my little elf here on the shelf, hanging out with me still again tonight. I got to do some prep work. I don't even remember.
Of all people to have the elf, I was most surprised it was Kevin, of all people. So, it was a surprise in a good way.
Absolutely. He's cute.
Very festive.
So I'm going to need some help on the ingredients, or I'll be in and out of this camera writing my stuff down because I don't remember the recipe exactly. But I can make it green just by mixing a 1/4 ounce of everything together, and it'll work, except the alcohol. We know in McNuva respects me having that big boozy cocktail.
Okay, fair enough.
Put everything in it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Kevin. Well, thank you, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. So good luck to you, sir. All right.
Yes, sir.
Again, bringing back Vicky to tell us about corn cobs roasting on an open fire. What do you got, Vicky?
Isn't that funny? Isn't that clever? So yes, like I say, it is just some of our very favorite ingredients and flavors that we normally have in margaritas out here. So we're just going to take advantage of our Mexican whiskey. And chamoy is what I rim the glass with. So it's a sugar, very thick syrup paste with all sorts of red spices in it, paprika and other flavors like that, some salt. And then I dip it in a tahini. Again, is another salt, red pepper, and crushed. None of it's hot and spicy. It's just extremely savory. Little lime garnish on the glass. And then we build our cocktail. Super simple stuff. We've got 1.5 ounces of our Mexican corn whiskey. So you could use any corn whiskey because that's all it is. We do 1 full ounce of the licor de elote, which is our corn liqueur. So the trick about this is that you do have to use at least 1 ounce against 1.5 ounces of your alcohol, or else the flavor is a little bit too soft and you won't pick it up in the drink. So I've got another liqueur that I use like that too, that it's beautiful on its own, but you do have to use just enough so it stands up in the cocktail. And then I pre-blended some limes and cilantro so that you didn't have to listen to my blender running. We do 1 ounce of that juice. And then we do a little touch of mezcal, just enough to add the smoky flavor. So like 1/4 ounce, not enough to actually turn it into a mezcal cocktail. And it wouldn't take a lot more to turn it into that, as you probably all know. So we're going to load up some ice in our shaker and shake it, baby. And that's it.
Tim, let's go down on the field. Tim, what do you think of the style, or our on-field reporter?
Well, I'll tell you that that rim of the glass is thick. It is thick. You can see it down here. And the shake there, that's the California swing. That's what it looked like to me. It was a California swing.
California swing. We've seen that.
I got to tell you, there was some vigorous shaking there, but I did notice. That's beautiful.
That's good.
I did notice a use of the hands, which is good. So I don't know if that's going to be a foul or not. We'll see what happens. Back to you in the booth, Steve.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Yeah, there you go. It's got a floater on the top too. So how about that? Nice. Looks good. Taste. What's the taste, Vicky? She's not going to say it's bad.
I mean, it's freaking amazing. I would use it
of course.
all day in every bar, all the time.
Excellent.
Stephanie is enjoying one.
Can I see the finished product, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
She just made that right in front of us. That's
perfect.
That is very green. Very green. All right. Next up is Davey Woltz. Dave. You can see his prep station here tonight.
Do we call fouls for taunting?
It's encouraged.
It's encouraged. Sure,
okay.
sure.
It's encouraged. Okay.
Okay. All right, Dave, tell us a little bit about It's a Butte, Clark. Are you on mute? Dave,
It's a layered cocktail, I was saying.
Okay.
hit the mute button, Dave. So this is a layered cocktail. It's 3 colored layers, and when you do a layered cocktail, they're rough. You got to do them. You got to do them right because the viscosity of your different layers, the heaviest has to be on the bottom, least heavy in the middle, and the top has got to be the lightest. So,
how do you handle the thermal breakdown?
We'll see how it works.
And does this vary where you are in the world based upon if you're like north of the equator or south of the equator? Does it the weight?
Yeah, the Coriolis effect. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, possibly. Okay. So I've got 3
layered
layers,
opposite on the other side. Yeah.
3 colors, and a little bit of prep, easy stuff. My first layer is uses a lingonberry syrup. So lingonberries are kind of the Swedish cousin of cranberries.
I like
us Swedes love lingonberries at Christmas time and pretty much all year round. They're pretty much a cranberry, a little bit milder. So I took this lingonberry preserves and threw it in a saucepan with a little bit of water, heated it up, thinned it out a bit.
You don't like to use it with the jam that comes like it's a tube? You prefer it like that?
No, this in the jar, it's a little thinner than the tube. So
okay.
That's what we find around here in Illinois anyway. So that's the syrup for the red layer. The other prep I did was I made a Christmas, it's basically a Christmas syrup. Cocktail Contessa, she has all kinds of cocktails, and she posted this syrup that's a real Christmassy flavored kind of stuff. So I made that ahead of time. What you do is you take allspice berries, cloves, cinnamon sticks, star anise, you toast them a little bit in a pan dry, then you pour in orange juice, water, sugar, orange peels, and you cook that a little bit. You let that cool down. You let it mingle for a few hours, and then you strain it, and you end up with this wonderful Christmassy syrup.
Nice.
So,
sounds good.
Yep. All right. So that was the pre-prep.
You said a few hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you let the flavors mingle and kind of steep for a few hours. Yeah. Okay. And you strain the solids out.
You have to let the star anise be the star there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So the red layer is the lingonberry syrup that I cooked down, and this is dark rum in here. That's a plantation dark I used, and this is a lovely, nice red color for Christmas. Yep. And then the white layer is coconut cream, because this is tiki. You got to have coconut. This is coconut cream and white rum. I used a nice Probitus, fairly high proof rum in this. So you got 2 high proof rums, a dark and a light. Now for the Grinch layer, the green layer, nice green color here. So what that is that's this Christmas syrup. That's kind of a yellowish, just a 1/4 ounce of blue curacao, and then some lime juice, some freshly squeezed lime juice. And you end up with this nice green then.
Cool.
With those together. So I got these all ready to go ahead of time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my tumbler, going to put some ice in there.
Okay.
And safe ice handling practices.
He got dinged on one time. He just reached his hand and grabbed the ice, and Tim dinged him. So you only burn Dave once, and then he learns. I'll tell you.
Not happening again. So I'm going to ice in the glass. Okay. So then in that layer, the red layer goes in first. That's the heavy stuff here.
Okay.
So I think everybody can see this here.
That's the easy layer, the first one. I could do
that's the easiest because this can go right in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So next we have the white layer. And so the trick here is you have your bar spoon. Put your bar spoon in the glass, and you got to be patient and not on a Zoom.
Don't be on a Zoom, folks.
Yeah. And you pour it in.
No one talk at this point. Be perfectly quiet. It's talking.
Drum roll, please.
Dave's precisely putting that in. So far, so good.
Down here on the floor, Steve, Dave's got very delicate hands.
He does.
I can tell you that for sure.
I'll tell you what.
Or at least
very delicate touch.
Very delicate touch. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tim.
My wife of 33 years.
He has the hands of a Catholic priest.
Okay, so for ice.
So close to Christmas, too.
At least he wears a glove. Yeah, at least he's wearing a glove.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Pour ice in here. Okay. So now the piece de resistance with the green layer.
Okay, green layer coming.
Got to get the white off the spoon. If I'm lucky. Do you feel lucky? Do you? The green will stay at the top possibly.
Going for it. Tim, is there any seepage between layers down there on the field?
You know, down here, I tell you, Dave's delicate touch with his velvet glove that he's wearing there with those kitty paws of his, he's doing pretty good.
His kitty paws. He's doing good, yeah.
And of course, the green's going to the bottom. So we're going to call the bottom layer the green.
Okay.
There's the party foul. There it is.
Don't bring
the shitter's full on that
You
drink.
broke the sill.
Well, in Dave's defense, in the picture, the green is on the bottom.
It's on the bottom in the photo.
Oh, wait.
It is on the bottom.
We got a ruling from Michigan. What was that, Justine?
The green is on the bottom in the picture.
Yeah, I think he was trying to build the Australian version where the green's on the top. The green's on the bottom in the US.
Oh,
Yeah, he's actually recording this in Australia, so everything's upside down.
No, it's a TV drinks. You need a little umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
You need your nice little green and red Christmas colors umbrella.
Okay.
Then for my garnish, what I have here is a little bit of some lime pieces and some candied cranberries.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Did you candy those yourself?
Yes.
Oh, nice. That's bonus there.
So here we go.
That's good.
Dude, Clark.
I mean, yeah, that would be. I was just at a tiki bar last week getting Christmas cocktails, and Dave, that could have been on the menu there. It clearly is as good as anything I got at that Christmas tiki bar. Very good.
Well, it's got all the Christmas flavors. It's got the Christmas colors, and when you're done admiring the layers, you can just stir it up and combine it, and then drink it.
Okay. Well, Dave, congratulations on a nice cocktail there, and we'll see how you do. All right. Next up, very competitive at the Woltz house at all times because they're both here. Adina's here as well. Let's see what Adina does for us. So, Adina, you've got a cocktail you call the Northern Lights.
I do. I call it the Northern Lights because I love winter and I love the evergreens. And what I did here was a little bit of prep stuff. The first thing I did was I took some gin, it was Ford's gin, and I infused it with some rosemary.
Okay.
To give it a little more color. It's a little bit of a yellowish green in there.
Okay.
Then I made a simple syrup and infused that with more rosemary and some peppercorns. Again, to give a little color to that and a little spice to that. Then I took some green tea matcha, mixed it with water, and then strained it through a coffee filter so it would be a little more clear, not quite as muddy looking.
Yep.
Then, as some of you probably remember, last year I started making liqueurs out of my Christmas tree.
Yes, I was not in favor of that, by the way. But
yes, I know you were not in favor, but I made you try it.
I did have to try it. I liked it. It was good.
Was this an artificial tree?
So that's a good question, actually. That's a good question.
So this
They
one,
called it a dusty.
This one I made just with some whiskey new make that I had and some pine needles.
Okay.
And so I've got that. So I decided to kind of make it into a riff on a sour. So what I'm going to do is start putting it together, and I'm going to dry shake it first. So I'm not going to put the ice in. But what I have is
It'll be ready done on the field that she goes to the shake.
Yeah. You can deduct points on that already, Tim.
Oh,
I'm going to put in about 1.5 ounces of the rosemary gin.
Okay.
And 1 ounce of the pine liqueur.
Christmas tree fresh. Danny would like
Yes,
that.
my Christmas tree liqueur.
One of Danny's
And the
favorite
funny thing
flavors,
is, I
Christmas
just
tree.
was just looking at a book today about how to eat your Christmas tree.
Send it to Danny for Christmas.
Okay, and then
Christmas trees.
Because there's no sweetness really in the liqueur, I'm going to put in 3/4 of an ounce of the infused simple syrup.
Okay.
Need a little bit more sweetness. And 2 ounces of the green tea. That gave it a really nice kind of an earthy flavor along with the pine. And then about a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And this was freshly squeezed like half hour ago.
Okay.
Lemon juice. And then 1 egg white. Now, if the egg white grosses you out, you can use aquafaba.
No, aquafaba
egg white,
grosses me out.
Egg whites only.
Egg whites go.
Yeah, that's my choice, and then dry shake it first.
Hey, Tim, what do you think?
I'll tell you, Steve, this is history here. This is a hybrid shake here. This is a hybrid between the Rockford Rockabilly and the Swedish Shabadoo. So this is really something here.
Okay, then I'm going to add some ice to it. I'm using a scoop. You can't see it on the camera.
There's a scoop being used. Let's not be using our hands.
We can confirm down here on the field.
Okay.
There's a scoop being used.
There's a scoop.
We got confirmation.
Scoop. There it is. I see it.
We got confirmation down on the field. Okay, here we go again. Let's see. Does she mix it up? Is something different? Looks like the same thing. Do you see any difference right, Tim? Yeah, with the ice. I mean, yes. I know it's got the ice, but the style I'm talking looks to be the same. It's kind of.
It's that Swedish Shabadoo on the downstroke, but then it's that Rockford Rockabilly on the upstroke there. It's just beautiful.
Where does he come up with this bullshit?
And then I'm going to pour it in the glass. The foam comes up nice and pretty.
Yeah.
Then I made some like tool kind of garnishes. You can look them up online how to make them. It's just flour, water, and vegetable oil.
Wow.
And you pan fry them. Now I did 2 of them.
I like fried snacks with my cocktails. That's good.
They're not very tasty. They are edible, but they're not very good.
Okay.
I did one with the green food coloring, and I thought that was just too bright. So I did one that I mixed with the matcha powder to give it the more earthy green.
Okay.
And those are kind of fun to make up ahead of time, and they make a very pretty garnish on top.
Okay, I was wondering how you did the top on that. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
So that's my Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. Okay.
Cheers.
You got a hand model there, even a professional hand model in Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know where the camera was.
He should be wearing a glove, but it's okay.
All right, Adina, give that thing a taste. See what you think. All right. She seems happy with it.
Oh, that's delicious.
Okay.
It is delicious.
All right. That sounds good. All right. Well, congratulations, Adina. Great cocktail. Excellent form. And you'll be in the running here. We'll see what happens. Up next is Kevin Majors making the Mad Grinch. Kevin, what do you got, my friend?
Ooh, technical difficulties. That's what I got. But here goes. Hey, Steve, I'm going to need you to run the instructions down for me because I don't have them. But we'll start preparing if you can see them. If not, we'll fly off of the seat of my pants. I'm kind of like Tim. I can do that. I do know for a fact. Can you see my ingredients, Steve? Or
I
no?
can. Yeah. You wanted me to start reading them to you?
Yeah. What do we got for the whiskey? Ounce and a half.
Ounce and a half of bourbon or rye.
Here's the mad part of what I use. I use a pick that was called the Mad Guy. So we're throwing that in, and we got an ounce and a half. Right. Let's go with the peach schnapps there, Tim. Steve.
All right, that's 1/4 of an ounce of peach schnapps.
Quarter ounce.
Peach
schnapps. We'll throw that in there. D'Amaretto.
Also a 1/4 ounce.
1/4 ounce. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. So you got an assist from the show. Ooh, that's a heavy half ounce. 1/4 ounce anyway. Pour some of that out. A little more. Speed safe. All right, what are we doing for the melon liqueur?
3/4 of an ounce.
3/4 of an ounce. Melon liqueur works great. Lime green, Grinch green. But that ain't where I'm going to get the majority of my color from. Majority of my color from the old school elementary color wheel, like Dave mentioned, yellow and blue makes green. So that's where the orange juice comes in. Orange juice.
Half ounce of your sour mix is also.
Oh, yeah. Sour, look, see, thanks. Yeah. I ran out all my fresh stuff, so I got the old lime green in a container.
Okay. Then you got a bar spoonful of pina colada mix in there too before you get to your orange juice.
Yeah, I knew that. I remember that part. That's the only part I remember.
Okay.
This makes it the old dirty, fluffy Grinch look. When you give it that coconut there.
All right.
Kind of unique that me and Dave kind of picked both of that little bit of coconut. All right. What do we got next?
3/4 of an ounce of your orange juice you were talking.
All right. This is freshly squeezed because I didn't buy no oranges. Ran out. Freshly squeezed by somebody in Florida or somewhere a long time ago.
Yes. They're like, well, we're making this for Kevin with an A. Okay.
Absolutely.
Then you got kind of how you're feeling tonight. 1/4 of an ounce to 1/2 ounce of blue curacao, depending on what you're feeling.
Right. I'm going to dump that out. That little bit of over pour on the 1/4 to 1/2. So what we'll do, since these are kind of crazy, different, not the ingredients, the main, that I used when I did it, I'm going to start with 1/4 on that. And then we're going to give it get that off of the bar spoon a little bit in the milk. What do you call that stuff? Ice. And give it the crazy shake. I don't know what you're going to.
All right. We'll see we'll go down to the field and see what our analysis says.
What I'm seeing here, that's the Pittsburgh, that's it, Fort Pitt. There it is. There's the Pittsburgh, that's it, Fort Pitt. Where did that thing go?
Where did it go? Oh, yeah. It goes up here, then up here. I mean,
there's no doubt in the matter that's getting mixed up nice and neat.
It's been a long, cold winter shake. That's what I'm going to call that.
I'm happy with that color, so I'm going to stick with 1/4 of the blue curacao.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to go with. So we got our cocktail ready. I didn't do any prep. Oh, and wait. Steve, didn't I have a couple dashes of walnut bitters?
Black walnut bitters, it says. Yeah, 2 dashes.
Ooh. There we go. It's in there. We'll reshake that at the end for the foam effect. The rimming of the glass, some simple syrup. We only rimmed 1/2 of it, so I'm going to do that relatively quick on camera here. I used a Q-tip, and we're using some red sanding sugars for the festive. To do that, an easy way, you use a plate, or I use the like to use the what do you call that thing there? Mason jar lid. Works just as well. You can put that in there, give it a little toot around to grab the sugar up.
That's the Ohio half dip.
I don't know if you see it. Absolutely. The Ohio half dip. I learned that in a ball. I said, hey, that's kind of cute. It's only 1/2 of the glass. So I like that. So we'll put the sand and sugar and all that good stuff away. Give another shake to get that foam up. Pour out here.
There we go. There it is. And it's green.
Then also in the picture we added this is one of those Traverse City cherries.
Yep. I like
shoot
those.
That across, a nice green cocktail cherry. Throw that on there. Here's the elf on the shelf. Pretty green color there, I think. And
let's give it a taste.
I love it.
He loves it. Okay. So he did good. All right. Congratulations. Great cocktail and excellent job putting that together. And so now Yeah, we've had all of our contestants go. It's a heck of a night tonight. We had 4, the Christmas Miracle Show. 4 all made it, so very cool. But now the power goes to the judges. As always, we start with Tim. Tim, just give us a little explanation of why you voted the way you did, and then give us your ranking. 1 through 4, 1 being your favorite, all the way down to 4 being your least favorite of the night. No matter how close that margin is, we need to have it ranked 1 to 4.
All right, here we go. It's a tough one. So, Vicky, I love the mezcal ad here. I like that smoky flavor. And look out, you mellow corn fans. You got some whiskey to compete with on this one. I thought that was a nice presentation. In addition to that mezcal, I like the smoke on that one. Dave, for it's a Butte Clark. At the Star Anise, that to me, with the Star Anise being the top, that one got me. I'm not a fan of that. However, the coconut cream is, I think they balance that out for me, which would be tolerable. It looks like here that if you have that cocktail, your relatives may be leaving next month. So that's a good one there. I like it. It's very unique, especially all the prep you did. Adina, you brought a tear to my eye with the Northern Lights. And your use of gin is what made me suck it up and wipe the tears very quickly. Because, again, I'm not a fan of gin, but that pine liqueur sounds intoxicating. And then Kevin,
Mills approves.
Yep. Yeah. Kevin, you bring it with basically melt your face off cocktail that's going to be quick to make with pretty much everything you have. And if you have a proper bar, you pretty much have everything you got there. So I think with that all being said, I'm going to go with Vicky 1.
Okay.
Kevin 2, Adina 3, Dave 4. And they're so damn close.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Next up is Wes. Wes, same thing. Tell us a little bit about your thought process and then give us your ranking.
Yep. So I'm going to go ranking from 4 up to 1 and kind of put a little drama in there. So all four are very unique cocktails. They're all uniquely different. There's only a handful of ingredients that were passed amongst more than one. But for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of piney, earthy type of things. So I think coming in 4th, I'm going to have Adina in 4th. I think for the right cocktail connoisseur, that's probably an absolute face smasher. But for me, it's just not something that I would choose just based on what I prefer. Coming in 3rd, I'm not a huge mezcal fan, but I feel like the mezcal is such a small portion of Vicky's
exactly
that it's not overwhelming. So I don't put a lot of negative points to that. It's a very unique cocktail. I am intrigued by this Mexican corn whiskey. I like corn whiskey, so that's very, very, very sneaky ingredient.
You should buy it then. That's fine.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know that a lot of people would have thought of that. I think the easy putt would have been for someone to use mellow corn or another North American corn whiskey, Platte Valley, whatever the case is out there. So, I think at 3rd is going to be Vicky. The mezcal is probably just enough to slip her out of the top 2. So the top 2 are between Dave and Kevin. To me, this was a really close toss-up. I think where I'm at with this, to me, they're almost a tie. I would love to drink either one. What I really like about Kevin's, again, it's complex but simple, which sounds like a contradictory statement, but it's a complex as far as the number of ingredients and the thought process that goes behind it. But to Tim's point, if you have a proper bar, a proper setup, you can make that pretty quickly. I mean, Kevin basically made it from memory. He just popped it off and bang, 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 and it was there. I love The Grinch. It's one of my favorite holiday movies. The whole theme was great. The color of that was perfect Grinch color. And so Kevin did a really good job. Dave's, he hit holiday movie gold with his. That's my favorite holiday movie, and it's not even close. Like, you could have gone through any theme from that movie, and I probably would have put it over the top. Like Tim, I'm not a big fan of the Star Anise, but I think, again, it's just a small portion of the big pie. So I think between Dave and Kevin, I'm going to give Dave second and Kevin first.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, Jeremy, you are next, my friend.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who did this. All four of you did a great job. Definitely a lot of hard work goes into this, a lot of thought goes into this. More work than I would ever do on any cocktail, because if it's more than two ingredients, which usually is bourbon and ice, then I usually won't participate in it. But I think there's you guys really did a great job, and getting that green color in there is always tough with having it look like something that a baby just let out into a diaper. So I think that's always a nice sort of accomplishment to have something that you want to enjoy drinking during the holiday season. So I'm gonna be like Wes here. I'm gonna go from 4 to 1. And this is tough, and this is nothing to slight on any of these. I think they're all, I would certainly allow any of you to make them for me, and I would certainly drink them and let you clean it up afterwards, because that's usually where I fall short on my cocktail skills. I don't like to do any of that part. So first of all, I'm going to say, Vicky, I liked your approach that you went, but everyone has that one liquor that they just had a bad experience with, they don't like to talk about, and mine is mellow corn. So as soon as that corn whiskey's in there, it scares me away. But I liked everything you did with it. I liked just the presentation. It looked great. But it might be a little bit too much on that side of it. I might steer clear of it for that reason only. But that's a personal issue. One I'll probably.
So did we get the story behind your past with mellow corn?
I had a bad experience.
I think we can fill in the blanks there.
I mean, blah, 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 blah. Where's the funny part of the story?
I had a bad experience. So I'm going to go Vicky at 4. Next is the Northern Light. I really liked, Adina, what you did there with that. The color was outstanding. I think it's spot on with the holiday spirit with the pine. I struggled with it only from the standpoint of I'm not going to make a liqueur out of my own tree, so I don't think I can make this at home. So I might struggle with that one. So I might have to come over to your house to get that liqueur to be able to do this. My trees are artificial, and I'm just afraid I'm not going to get anything good out of it at that point. So
No.
that or the cat, whatever cat urine might be on it, might foul the stench to it. So I'm going to have to steer clear of that one. Also, I don't like to squeeze my own lemons or really anything for that matter. So, I like that you were doing all this stuff yourself, but I'm more of a, artificial, prepackaged, pre-made, just buy it and stick it in and go. So, now the last two, I think this was a close. I think there was a lot of good things for both. Kevin, first of all, you're the only one that actually used a bourbon, and you nailed it. And to put makers in there too, just over the top, did a great job. I like the the fact that you didn't use anything for a squeeze. You pretty much let someone else squeeze it for you, and you poured it from there. I will say this on my 9,000 point scoring system that I had for everybody, everyone had almost an 800 point deduction because everyone used a jigger. If someone would have come on here and just free poured, that would have been over the top. That would have been over the top for whoever would have just show the skills that you could free pour, and that would have killed it. As far as this Butte Clark, I think this one hit the holiday spirit perfect. You got the right movie, you got the right presentation. In fact, I had to do some research just to make sure I get it correct. It was the flag of Hungary. So I think you nailed the right flag as well, because the final presentation was just layered perfectly for their flag. So really, I think you're going to get a lot of votes from that country from the show as well. I did like the holiday-esque sort of the spices, the flavor notes, things that kind of made it sort of a Christmassy cocktail for this holiday season, which I really enjoyed. I will say the time to prep for this, though, I struggle with hours of prep time. I really, by that time, I'm gonna be hammered. I'll probably have forgotten I started prepping. So it'll have to save that for another day, that or someone else will have to prep it, bring it over, then make it for me again. So again, it was real close. The hours of prep time really made me think I'm going to be drinking a lot of Kevin's Mad Grinch this entire time while I'm waiting for yours to be ready. At that point, I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in. So I'm going to give the slight edge there to Kevin, with you just right there on the nip of his heels. So great job, everybody. Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
And I'm not really sure who's here licking the new Riff bottle, but it makes for great Zoom meetings.
There you go. All right. Next up is me, and I'll say this: What I use to guide me on this one is the theme, Grinch. And it is the Grinch theme. So I'm looking more along the lines of, if present me a Grinch cocktail, I like the idea of hitting that color perfectly. I like the idea of kind of stunk. The Grinch was a rotten one, right? He was
He's a mean one.
He was
He's
a mean one.
He's a rotter.
Yeah,
But he ended up having a really big heart.
He did.
So.
He did at the end, but still, with that being said, that being in mind, I give my vote for first place to Vicky. I think she nailed the color. I like the mezcal and it kind of adding that odor. And I think that's a good thing. And I think next closest to hitting the Grinch theme is Kevin. So he gets second place for me. And Dave third, though probably the first one I would order out of these would probably be Dave's because I like tikis and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to go with the theme. So I put Dave in third. And then Adina, a very delicate cocktail, very nice, but lime green versus that dirty green that the Grinch was. So I put her in fourth in this one. So that's my vote. All right. Last but not least is Justine.
So I'm going to make this short and sweet. Everybody's super creative, way more than what I could ever come up with on my own. Presentation, great on everybody's. So I'm literally just going to rank these in the order in which I would like to order them and drink them. So first I'm going to go Kevin.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And then Dave. And then Adina. And then Vicky.
Okay. All right. We do have a winner here. So in fourth place this evening, we'll start at the bottom of our rankings. Adina, you come in fourth place tonight. Tied for second, if you will, with 12 points. Vicky and Dave, meaning our champion, Mr. Kevin Majors. Kevin, congratulations, man.
Whoa.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you for the assist, Steve. Thank you. I needed that.
Yes, absolutely. So way to go, buddy. Congrats on that, on the big win. And we've got one we're doing next month. Let's see what the theme for that one is. That one is, I announced it last time. It's Snowmageddon, and you have to use a white liqueur, right? Is that the secret ingredient? I believe
It's
it
white
is.
chocolate liqueur.
White chocolate liqueur. White chocolate liqueur. So that's what you have to do for Snowmageddon, and we'll get together. And of course, that'll come out on February 1st. So sounds good, gang. I appreciate it. Congratulations to Kevin Majors. Round of applause for him. And a round of applause for all of our contestants. Everybody did a great job. Way to go, everybody. As always, very close. A lot of hard work's put into these, and there are some great cocktails. And all four of them look like they could be cocktail menu ready. To me, I think they're good stuff. So we'll wrap this one up by talking to our judges, finding out where we can find them. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on the tasting events page at abvnetwork.com or on Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right, Wes.
You can find me on Instagram at bourbon_West. You can find me on Twitter at Bourbon West, one word.
All right, Jeremy.
And on Instagram or Twitter at Jeremy Shell.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze. You can find our shop at abvnetwork.com and on Instagram at abvnetworkshop.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find them at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments that helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Happy New Year. Take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Happy New Year, guys.
Here.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, Owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the Abv Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the under construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.